In today's video, I'm gonna be covering how you can create that extremely viral bouncing effect. It's been used by a lot of editors in the space and I've seen this effect go viral so many times, so it's good to have it in your arsenal. And trust me, it's so simple to create, but it gives a lot of dynamics to the video. So without further ado, let's get straight into Adobe After Effects. Alright, so we're back in the software. I'm just gonna show you the comp settings, 1080 by 1920. I'm gonna hit OK. And I'm just gonna create a white background so you can see plainly. Let's call it white BG. And all you need is an object. You can use text, you can use literally whatever. I'm just gonna go with my logo and I'm gonna drop it on the timeline. Okay, now let's go ahead and scale it down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and create a background for the logo. So I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna pick rounded rectangle tool and let's just create a shape around it. Let's recenter and we might also bump up the roundness. We need to reorder so the logo is on top. I'm gonna rename it to logo BG. Okay, I just feel like the logo is a bit to the left, so I'm gonna adjust it with arrow keys and we should be good. All right, to start it off, we need to keyframe a couple of values. So I'm gonna go to the logo BG and I'm gonna click P on the keyboard. That way we get the position over here and I'm just gonna click on the stopwatch to create a keyframe. You can move it forward and then I'm gonna move to the properties panel and I'm gonna keyframe size. Also, you can uncheck constraint proportions and let's move it forward as well. As for the logo, we're gonna keyframe position and we're gonna align the keyframes. All right, so now we need to animate it from the beginning. So what I'm gonna do is just select both layers and I'm gonna drag Y position lower, just like so, not a lot. And then as for the size, we're just gonna change X size to 50. And that way we got something like that. Also, I want to reveal the logo over here together with the background. So for this, we can head over to the modes and I'm gonna change the track matte to logo PG. It automatically disabled the layer, so make sure to enable it again. And that way we got something like that. So this is our movement so far. And now in order to make it bounce, which is probably the most important component here, is adding an expression. So we're gonna make sure to hold Alt on the keyboard and we're gonna click the stopwatch. Now here you wanna paste the expression that I left in the comment. So just go to the comment, copy and paste the expression over here. I'm gonna click away and then I'm gonna do the same with other values. So let's Alt click the stopwatch here, paste the expression and also here. Okay, so now we got something like that. It's already gaining a little bit of bounce, but it's too slow. So to speed it up, we're just gonna select last keyframes and we're just gonna squeeze it in. Okay, pretty good, maybe even more. And now probably the key component is just offsetting the keyframes. So as you can notice, everything has the same movement. It looks like the logo is attached to the background and we kind of wanna have it different. So for this, I'm just gonna grab that keyframe and move it a bit earlier. Okay, you can already notice such a big difference. Just take a look at that. So this is essentially the key to creating a smooth bouncing movement, just offsetting the keyframes. You could also do it for these keyframes. It's also gonna give you a different look, but I feel like I'm gonna stay with the previous one. Now we're gonna leave it like that. It actually looks fire. And then we're gonna create another movement somewhere here when the movement stops. So for this, I'm just gonna make sure to keyframe position again over here in the logo background, positioning our logo as well, and also the size, actually everything. All right, so let's move forward. So what I'm gonna do next is just take that logo over here to the left corner, and also I'm gonna expand the background. So we can actually drag the logo to the left like that. It disappears because we got the track matte over here, but we're gonna also expand our rectangle. Okay, so let's bump up X just like so. Okay, we can lower it down a bit and this should be fine. Okay, pretty cool. Let's squeeze it in. I'm gonna speed it up even more. And here you kind of want to do the same. So I'm just gonna make sure it's a bit offset and wait for the motion blur because it's gonna make a lot of difference. So I'm gonna take another object, which is actually a thumbnail for one of my packs. And let's make it a bit more interesting by using a mask. Just gonna round the corners up. Okay, and we can scale it down and we're just gonna put it somewhere here. And as for this one, we're also gonna use bounce. So I'm gonna keyframe position, then move backwards, and I'm gonna probably have it go from the bottom just like that. Okay, so this is our movement, is extremely slow and the timing is not right. So we're just gonna adjust it. So we're just gonna do it like that. Okay, pretty cool, but we also need to have that bounce over here. So I'm gonna open it up, copy, and then I'm gonna go back to our position in our motion boost thumbnail. I'm gonna alt click the stopwatch and paste it here. I feel like we could speed it up. Okay, this is looking good. And then the thumbnail is barely visible. So for this, I'm just gonna make sure to select the logo. Let's just hit U. And I'm gonna probably set a keyframe for fill color. I actually have linear gradient set over here, so you can do the same. Then I'm gonna move forward. Let's click on that color. And we're just gonna change one of them to something different, something brighter. Okay, this might be interesting. Let's hit OK. Then I'm gonna extend it. Actually, whenever you get that bouncing effect, changing the color of the object is a very good idea. So check it out. It kind of explodes with a different color. This is already a fire animation. Let's see it with the motion blur on. This is so smooth. And then if you add a shake on top, this is gonna make the whole thing look so much better. I actually created a video on how to create these shakes, so you can check it out in the corner. So just to avoid the hard work, I'm gonna use something for motion boost, which is basically VHD Shallow Breeze. Let me just time it properly. So this is gonna give you that extra bounce and also a little bit of rotation, and will make the whole thing more seamless. Alright, so that extra rotation is actually making a lot of difference here. And I'm gonna probably just pre-compose the whole thing, and let me just scale it down a bit. So here's how you can create that cool viral effect. And like I'm saying, it's been used by a lot of editors in the space. Don't miss out on this because it's literally perfect for UI animations. Alright, that being said, we're gonna wrap it up here. Make sure to check out the video on the screen and also use that bouncing effect because it's a game changer. Cheers, guys.